Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining Discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And within this podcast, we're going to focus on self-improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We'll also hear from special guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. Today is day 108 of my journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days of the year this year, all outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. Today, April 18th, it's a nice, chilly night. Feels about 50 degrees out maybe. I'm sweating, putting about 10 miles in for the day. Had originally planned on 18, but that had got canceled, so I had to switch it up to 10 for the day. I do not have the official mileage for the week, month, or year. I know the week is somewhere around 35 miles. The month is somewhere around 88 or 90, I think. And the year is around 450, 460. I'll give you the official numbers though when I get home and I get the numbers. I'll cut it in and edit it right here into the video right now.
I just got back from the night run, giving the quick update on the miles for the day. Officially put in 10.05 miles for the day. So that put me at 35 miles for the week, 88.6 miles for the month, and 453.5 miles for the year.
Other than that though, guys, every month we're doing a 100-mile challenge in honor of different charities. In January, we raised money for the American Cancer Society. In February, we raised money for the Detroit Black Community Food Security Network. In March, we raised money for Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. And now we're here in April. It's Autism Awareness Month, and we're raising money for Autism Speaks. So if you guys can, please, all donations are welcome, whatever you guys can donate. I know times are tough, so not everyone can afford to donate right now, but everything goes a long way, even $5 or whatever. So if you can donate, you can find the link to donate on the Defining Discipline Instagram and Facebook story, as well as my personal pages, Instagram and Facebook story. And in the link it'll say April 100-mile challenge in honor of Autism Speaks. Up at the top it'll say donate on Facebook. You click that, it'll open up the page where you can donate. And like I said, guys, all donations are welcome, whatever you guys can donate. All donations as well do go directly to the fundraiser, and 0% goes to me, 0% goes to Facebook. So the charity gets all percentage of the donations, which is really cool. Other than that, guys, let's kind of just get into today's episode. We kind of talked about mileage. Like I said, you guys know what I'm going for this year. This is only my second year ever running. First year I was able to pump out 1,000 miles in 175 days. So it's a 25% step up in miles and 100% step up in the amount of days I'd be running for this goal. That being said, episode 108 on this way. We're going to do 108, 109, and 110 as a trifecta, three in a row punch. So for today's episode 108, we're going to talk about past. And why we're talking about past is because sometimes we like to live in it and we can't get out of it, and we're stuck in it. And you know, me especially, I know when I was living a lot in my past, I was very bitter for everything that I had and no longer had, or whatever the case may be. So I know there's a lot of us that continue to live in the past, try to reminisce on the good times that we once had, and think about how dreadful things are for us now. Especially if you had a past that all your circumstances were better than they are currently. So, you know, for me, like I said, there's so many things in my past that were good and great. And I remember, like I said, for the longest time, I continued to live in them, and I continued to live with my mistakes and kept thinking about what I had done, and I was bitter and kept feeling sorry for myself and getting myself excuses not to change or not to get the, you know, the motivation or just the discipline to get out there and do something and change my life. And I was bitter about it because I continued to live in the past and wanted to change things that I had done that I couldn't. And I just couldn't move forward because I was so stuck and obsessed with my past. So I know people, you know, other people find themselves in the same situation, and it sucks. And, you know, there's not always a right way, a right answer of how to get out of it, how to get out of that habit, and how to just be able to move forward. So I can't give you that perfect answer, but I know the thing for me was I just took on some responsibility. I realized what I did. You know, I couldn't stop living in the past. So as I was living in the past, I made sure I took note of everything. I lived in the past so much that I observed it for every second and every minor detail and every mistake that I had made. And instead of having a selfish mentality and thinking in certain situations that maybe it wasn't my fault and it was the other person's fault or whatever the case may be, I literally just took it at heart for what it was worth and blamed myself for everything, and really had to adopt that responsibility to face myself and just tell myself it's your fault, and the only way that you're going to move forward from this past and get over it is to recognize what you've done wrong and try your damn hardest not to repeat it, and to take what you have done and what you have learned from your experiences in my past and to apply them to the experiences that I shall face every day, now and in the future. So that was my mentality. That was what kind of helped me get out of this slump of being bitter and of just kind of living in yesterday and thinking about how great I had it and all of that, you know, all of that. So I hope that helps anyone who may feel like they are stuck in the past currently and don't know what to do to get themselves out of it. I really hope that helps, and to know that everyone works at their own pace. So don't think just because you haven't figured it out yet and you're still living in the past that there's something wrong with you. You know, it's going to take time, but you need to acknowledge it. Acknowledge that it's not a healthy thing, and to try your damn hardest to get out of that situation. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm doing a 10-mile run today. We're about 6.5 miles in, and I'm starting to get a blister from these new shoes. So it is what it is. But I want to thank you guys so much for listening. If you guys can, give the podcast a like, a subscribe, a follow, and a share on our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and whatever podcast platform you guys are listening on. Other than that, you guys' daily discipline for the day is to not live in the past, to think about the ways you are living in the past and the things that you're doing that may be holding you back, and figure a way out of what you can do to move forward. So that is your daily discipline for the day. This is the Define Discipline podcast, guys. I'm your host, Scott. Thanks so much for following along. I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 109. Other than that, stay disciplined. Peace out.